Will XRP fall to $1? Okay, that's not the opening statement, headline, remark that you guys want to hear, and neither do I. That's why I want to talk about it to you in this video. I'm going to give you my thoughts on XRP. We'll take a look at the overall market and what we're staring at. And looking at the times that we're faced with right now, there's a lot of narratives that we can go down. I'm going to kind of talk about the overall market as a whole. We're going to kind of debunk some of this FUD involving XRP and kind of get to the bottom of this all. So for those of you that are new, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark. We do talk crypto every single day. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us right here on the platform. And let's get down into it, okay? So we're looking at the overall market right now. We're seeing a great day, up 1.1%. We're going to take a look at the bubbles here as you see a lot of cryptos in the top 100 doing exceedingly well. And what does this mean for XRP? Well, first and foremost, the fear has seen a little bit of a rise from around 15 to 21 as we look at it, okay? Bitcoin's hanging in at 81.8. We did see a little bit of a pushback up to 83. But as we talk XRP, all right, we are suddenly back around that $2 mark, okay? And the reason why I find that as very important is because if we look back over the past year, we've been kind of hanging out right by here, guys, and I've showed you on the trading view, I've showed you kind of the indicators and some of the metrics. XRP under $2 has seemingly looked to be kind of my kind of zone where I've been kind of a target for acquiring more XRP, okay? And those of you that are looking to buy more XRP, check out my exchange linked down below for BTCC. There's a lot of promotions and cool stuff that they are doing in terms of marketing campaigns. So if you do want some freebies, you want to sign up with a great exchange, there's no KYC, trade with BTCC, links are down below, spot and leverage trading available to US clients, 14 plus years in the industry and going strong, okay? But here's where we are, okay? Over the last 365 days, XRP is up 229%. And as it relates to kind of the last month or so, you can see kind of where we dipped below. And this was the time period, right, guys? And you can't see because I got my head in the way, but XRP hit $1.65 back on April 7th, okay? So just 4 days ago, look at that gain that you could have had, okay, roughly around 35 cents on the charts. And that's very important because that is just in a little bit over 4 days of a time period, okay? If you're not using a trading indicator, I do have some software linked down below in the description as well. And that's where you can allow yourself to roughly make, 17% in just a 4-day stretch, okay? It's very volatile. That's kind of what the market is right now. And the reason why it's worth talking about is because if you are a short-term trader, it does open up the door for a lot of ways to make money in the short term, also lose money. But if you know what you're doing and you are using some tools along the way, it is kind of right there in front of us, guys. I'm just being honest. But in terms of me and my XRP, it's a hold for me. It's something that I'm looking for the long-term perspective, right? The XRP ETFs, the XRP kind of being fully integrated within what Ripple's looking to do with cross-border payments, just really being the avenue for the way that modern-day transactions will be carried out, okay? That's kind of what we all love and hope for when we talk XRP in the future, okay? So that's kind of the rundown on the price. I want to share with you guys kind of what we have going on in this article because this is where they go on to talk about an exotic death cross being validated if we could see XRP fall to $1. Now, if you are in XRP for the long haul, and this is not financial advice, I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto, but if XRP would hit $1, we would be backing up the truck here, not just for video conversation, but just in terms of my own personal finance. I just feel like where I'm at in my life, and we talk about kind of what we have going on in the broader market, the economics, the macro that's going on right now, I'll take it, okay? If you can give me $1 XRP right now, I will take it. I think it's something fully, just to be transparent, it's something that we may never see again, okay? And I firmly do believe that. So all these short-term volatility, the short-term price swings, I personally am not concerned about it, okay? But this article, I do want to debunk this for you guys because this is where you can end up reading a lot of bad stuff that does provide a lot of FUD to a lot of traders. And this is kind of where you look into the kind of dormancy that we've been seeing, okay? I think that XRP right now regaining $2, you can see kind of on the chart here, this has been a very strong consolidation that we've had dating back till December. Yes, we've had some ebbs and flows, but that's kind of where you see that cross starting to form here with the EMAs. And from a different perspective on a time frame, you can look into a death cross that is looking at the moving averages that usually does precede a downward move. And that's what you can see here in the top right of your screen as you see this faint green line and the blue line converging on itself, okay? And that's where we're trading below it. Now, something where if you do validate this, this is usually preceding a lot of bearish movement. And this is something where on the 200-day EMA that you're sitting at $1 that is 56% lower than the current price valuation of XRP, okay? So reading that at face value, you're going to sit there and you're going to say, oh my gosh, XRP is going to $1. Relax, okay? This is why I don't use TA as my end-all be-all. It's just something that helps guide me, helps me with decision-making, but it's not the end-all be-all. It's not the gospel. I don't get these technical indications and then all of a sudden I'm ready to jump off a ship and run for the hills with all of my crypto holdings. It's not how I treat it. A lot of people do in the short term kind of will use this. They'll read the death cross and they'll start selling, and then that will cause a domino effect. Panic selling will plague the market. And then, yeah, because of that, XRP could hit $1. But you couple that with the mainstream topics that we're talking about, the ETFs, what Brad Garlinghouse is doing, what Ripple's plans are for cross-border payments, and all of the evolution of all the companies they're acquiring and the advancements they're making, okay? We are not even close to the end result, the final product. And if we get even a tick, and I'm talking 1 to 10% of the goal kind of being achieved here in 2025, I personally think that XRP will be set for a huge, huge trajectory, okay? That's just my personal thoughts, so let it fall. That's kind of my storyline right here. Let it fall to $1, and I guarantee you we won't even come close to that because there will be so much institutional interest buying up XRP sub $2, let alone even closer to $1 on the charts. We've seen it before. We got as low on some panic down to 150 months ago, and then boom, over $2, over 235, and even a little bit further into that conversation, okay? So for me, it's more of a long haul wait and see approach that I'm taking with my XRP. Leave a comment down below. How are you guys treating your XRP holdings? I want to know down below in the comments. But this is something where we're going to continue to track this, okay? Yes, there's a death cross. No, it's not the end of the world. All right, that's just kind of how I feel about it. I wanted to share my opinions with you guys in this video, and that's what I'll leave you with. But as we look into kind of the overall market, I got one word, and it's one word only. It's called tariff, okay? So it's tariff, tariff, tariff. And that is kind of what has been the storyline. And I know a lot of people hate politics. They don't want to mix politics with crypto, and I appreciate that. But unfortunately, it's a situation we're dealt with. And as Trump would say, it's a short-term pain for a long-term gain. So that's what we have going on right now. We'll continue to monitor the situations every single day involving XRP. So I appreciate you guys all being part of the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. And be sure to check out the links where you can see BTCC. Sign up today with that exchange and start trading if you guys want to. But I appreciate you all giving me a couple minutes of your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.